To a brand new video here on Blib, and we're driving in Fumin. So my last video to you guys was about the courtesy car that I picked up, I think nearly a fortnight ago. So again, I know I'm slow on videos at the moment, and I will explain the reason why that is in this video. This is technically update 13, I think, or 14, whichever one it is. We've sold the Astra H. The Astra H has gone. The car that we called Colin, we eventually, well, yesterday, got rid of. We got £417 for the car, and the MOT's due in the next couple of days. And we also took the double din out of it, plus swapped the wheels over with a friend. So we've got probably about, as I'm blinded by the sun, probably got about 600 quid from the car itself, considering we paid £1,000 for it over a year and probably a half ago. But yeah, we're driving around in Fumin. Why are we driving around in Fumin? Because I'm on a mission today. Sarah's got a new car. Or should we say because we're, as a group, yeah, we've got another car. I haven't shown you that car yet, and I'll probably show you at another time. It won't be today. But I also need to do a video on the courtesy car as well. You know, a little review on the Corsa before I eventually have to take it back. And I'm hoping as every day goes by, it's another day closer to getting my insignia back, hopefully. Which I can't wait for. I miss my car, you know, having your car gone for over 6, 7 nearly weeks. Especially when you're used to driving a diesel with the amount of fuel that it's using or didn't use in my instance. I know that the Corsa ED is quite good on the fuel, but it's not how I would like it. It's not my car, it's not my cup of tea. And there'll be more on that car in one of the next videos, whichever one it comes out in. But today we're going to be driving Fumin to Sarah's new car because it's at the garage still. We haven't had a good start with this car yet, but I promise it will be perfect when we get it back. And I need to go get some paperwork from it today. Yeah, I need to go and get some paperwork from it today. So we're taking Fumin for a spin. Now, we've been to a car meet recently in Fumin, and Fumin has done alright. It wasn't much of a car meet to really record, to be honest. There was ups and downs, things going on. I just didn't see the point in recording it. Plus, it was the first meet I've took Fumin to since she was put away for a year, and the units still have not been built, so God knows when they're returning. That's a wait and see moment for the time being. But to be fair, I haven't really done a video on Fumin since the insignia went away, really. I just said that this is now my daily driver, and then I had COVID, and then I made a video of the courtesy car. So Fumin's still driving perfectly well, perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. Everything works. We're now on 74,246 miles. So we're doing alright, so to speak. Got a friend of mine recording me as we speak. Probably because I'm making a video. Waiting for these traffic lights. That's another blessing as well. The car's been freezing a couple of times. obnoxious at times, and she didn't want to start for me earlier, but you know, she's 23 years old. She was never designed for 23 years of starting use, so I've got to cut her a bit of slack for that, really. So the plan is, we're driving Fumin. It's going to be a time-lapse video. We've got just over a quarter of a tank to get to Chester and back. I put 20 quid in there yesterday and done 50 miles, and I was nearly empty at the time. So the problem is, it's difficult to gauge how much fuel you've got in this car because the needle keeps continuously moving. But I'll do a time-lapse video of us driving down to Chester to get some paperwork, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on with the channel from then on. First of all then, I need a coffee. It seems to be a lovely day, so I'm going to open the sunroof ever so slightly. Turn that down. It is cold outside, but this car fails to amuse me still. This is the weird thing. This is the weirdest thing, right? This car, right, the Vectra I had for probably about... Oh, I probably had the Vectra for about 2 years. I had the Safira for 6 months. I had the Astra for 3 years. And Sarah's Astra, well, that wasn't really mine, it was hers. But again, we only had that for 1.5 years. Fumin, we've had longer than any other car I've had. And who would have thought a 1998 Corsa B would be the longest car in my whole driving experience that I have ever owned. Like, sure, she hasn't been driving for one of those years, and she's had plenty of mishaps, but bloody hell, I've neglected this car to no end. And she still keeps kicking, which I'm proud of. And the fuel prices, well, with Fumin drinking the way she has, I mean, this car was never designed, and when it was launched, it was paying, what, 90p a litre rather than £1.42 a litre. I can't argue with it. Anyways, I'm going to get a coffee, but by the time we come back, we're going to do a time lapse. So there we are, guys. I've now got everything I need from the garage, which you may have spotted Sarah's new car in there. You might not have seen it because I kept it very short for you, but we will be showing you that car very soon when we do get it back. In relation to cars being brought back, we have a bit of news with the Insignia, because I haven't really said this in this video so far, but as another point of an update, this year has been a complete to me. Just everything car related has gone wrong with me this year. So we work out with this bit now. Okay, so in January the Insignia dies and I don't get a courtesy car, and that goes back at the beginning of January. On the 3rd of January I catch COVID, so I'm stuck in isolation. And then after that, Sarah's Astra broke down because it lost power steering. Then we find out that she's lost a job for reasons known to the country, because Boris doesn't want to give any hints away. Her old job thought we were going to go into isolation again, so they let her down. They let her off because she only just started that job. She's found a new job now and she's very happy with it, but now we needed a new car. So the Astra broke down, we left it and we got a new one. We've had her new car now for about a week, and we were selling her Astra. We've now sold the Astra. The Astra's gone. We got rid of that yesterday. But with the new car, it was driving perfectly fine. Until one day I went to go and pick it up from her work to take it down to Rob at the garage, Manor Lane, near where I work, to sort out the boot and to find out what the knocking was in the steering. And that's all we could find wrong with it, really, and she loved the car for the money. I haven't even told you what the car is yet. I'm not going to. So anyways, I went to go and pick it up to go and drive it down to the garage, and as soon as I get into the car and I turn it on, the engine light comes on and it starts misfiring. So it's been in the garage for a week, and she's now driving a 1.7 Isuzu Corsa C as a courtesy car. So not only has Sarah got a courtesy car, but I've got a courtesy car. So we're both driving around courtesy cars, apart from me driving Fumin, which is 150,000% mine. You know, this car is mine through and through, you know, and I should have a plaque saying built by most of my friends and me. But anyways, in relation to the Insignia, going back to it, I still haven't had it back. It's been about 7 weeks, and they've been waiting on loads of parts from Germany, because it's not just one part, it's quite a few parts. They haven't even started dismantling the engine yet, because obviously if it's on the ramp and they're still waiting for parts, it's a dead car that's taken up a ramp, because the engine has to come out. So we're still waiting on that. However, they're just waiting on a seal now, and they have been for the last week. So fingers crossed, once they've got that in, they can start doing the work, and then eventually I'll get my car back and get rid of the awful courtesy car. And I say awful, it's not bad, it's just not mine, it's not me, you know. And I'll explain that into in the courses video when I bring that up as well. But in regards to everything else, just car wise has been going stupidly wrong, and I'm having a tough time with it because I'm still missing my car. I'm still paying fuel money that I can't really afford at the moment, and so is she. Fumin's getting hot anyways, because it is quite a nice day today. It's not even cold, which is strange, so I might even take this jumper off shortly because I'm fucking sweating. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for this video. It is an update slash drive around video with Fumin, which I don't think we've done for a while. The last time we did that was when I took her out with the unit before the unit got knocked down, in which case that's another thing, the unit isn't going to get built anytime soon either. So I've got loads of tools lying all over the place and in the car, which in this car, because the Insignia is not here, This car doesn't like having heavy weight, so this is not very good for Fumin, so Fumin is feeling the strain. But that being said, I have to commend this car for how reliable it has been for the last couple of weeks. And I am going to touch some wood when I find some wood. In fact, my head will do, because this car has been sat for a year and it's paid dividends. And I was going to get rid of Fumin. I was debating of whether to get rid of it. You may have seen my posts on Facebook and Instagram and a couple of other pages as well, that I just lost the love for Fumin. And the handbrake still doesn't work. Handbrake is broken. That's completely snapped, and I haven't had that fixed yet. But I'm living with it for now, because I can't afford to spend money unnecessarily at the moment. But I was planning on getting rid of Fumin because I lost the love for it. Because I couldn't drive it. It was always stuck in the unit for a year, and things kept going wrong and wrong and wrong. Other things started taking place, and other things made other things a priority, you know. And now I've got her back, and I've been driving her as a daily, and I still drive her more times than I do the courtesy car, to be quite honest with you, because it's my car. This, I can do what I want in this. And just driving this car just reminds me of how much I really do love this car. And it has its quirks still, and it still puts a smile on my face, and that's all that matters. Smiles per miles, guys. Smiles per miles. And that is what I intended to keep this car for, and I think it was worth the wait. So Fumin's not going anywhere anytime soon. For all the people I put this car up for sale for, because that was true. I did actually put this car up for sale briefly for 15 minutes because I had 7 people message me wanting it, and I only put the car up for spares and repairs. I didn't put it up for I put it up for braking, actually, not spares and repairs. And I had 7 people messaging me for the whole car. And a lot of people think that, yes, I have spent 6 grand on this car with everything. That's tyre, servicing, you know, everything. I don't care what it is, even if it's servable items. It's money I have spent direct to the car, and I have spent 6 grand on this car. And yes, I know I still haven't done anything with the engine or anything like that, but everything else, the particulars, apart from the handbrake, work, you know. And it passed its MOT with the new fuel tank. So a lot of people will say, oh, I spent 6 grand, it's a waste of money and all that stuff. I disagree. Even my parents say that it's a waste of money. And yeah, sure it is. I could have put some of that towards a house, but I've worked it out. I've had this car over 3 years, and I've still spent roughly about that 6 grand figure. That's £2,000 a year to keep a 23-year-old car running, which I don't see as bad. And not only that, it's the experience of having to do that with friends, you know, working late nights or doing things in the middle of the night, or taking a complete day off to work on your pride and joy, which this car is. And there's no greater feeling when it all works out. And there's been a lot of times where I've been absolutely fuming with Fumin, no pun intended, when things didn't go right. But when things did start to go right, I'm a happy bunny, and I'm loud and fucking clear when it comes to the point where something that we've done works, you know. Granted, I haven't done everything to this car. I've had friends help me out with loads of bits here and there, but it's all a part of the learning factor, which is what I bought this car for. Alright, I may not be hands-on and I'm not doing it myself, but I'm helping out and watching and observing how you do that thing. And that's how I know what I'm doing. And my next thing to this car one day will be the engine. You know, she isn't going to be a 148 valve forever, but it's having the time to do it, and currently the unit is not there at the moment for me to do anything with it. So, but right now, as I'm sitting right now, my Insignia's off the road, I have a courtesy car, and I'm just relaxing and enjoying motoring in my 23-year-old Corsa B. A car that still people turn around thinking, oh look, I haven't seen one of them for years, you know. And a lot of people are going to be taking the piss in this video, saying that I am rambling on, I keep rambling on, and I keep talking about the same thing video by video. But for you guys, as my content watchers, I would like to be transparent on everything that goes on in this channel. You know, there's nothing hidden, there's nothing that's bullshit or anything like that. It is complete fact. And I'd rather be honest to you guys about what I do. and what's happening with the channel and everything that's gone on with the car, you know. Yeah, sure, I spent £6 on the car. Yeah, I don't earn a lot of money, but at the same time, it's all money well spent to me mentally because of my mental health problems. And I say my mental health problems, I haven't been actually diagnosed with anything, but throughout school life and everything else like that, I hate going to the doctors to be diagnosed with something, but my mind works in such a funny way at times, you know, where I've caused myself self-harm and stuff like that in previous times. You know, my mind sometimes gets twisted and then I end up spiraling out of control, but so far I've been okay. And there are times where there's good times and there's some where there's bad times, but this little Corsa keeps me going. And if you remember, when I got this car, I recently went through a breakup at the time, and it was tough. It was tough then. You know, I had no one to see, nothing to do, but having those friends around you working on your project car and then going out driving wherever you want, in a car that you have spent so much time with, blood, sweat, tears, frustration, all that sort, it pays dividends. So do I recommend people getting a project car for themselves? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I regret spending £6 on a Corsa? No, not at all. Do I regret spending £6 on the car and not having a new engine in it? No, not really, because the foundations of the car is solid. I know the engine works. I know the gearbox works. The rest of the car, you know, the engine will probably outlive the car. So I've put a lot of pressure on this engine and I've treated it with so much disrespect, but the fact it still works is a testament to the car. Anyways guys, I'm going to stop rambling to you guys now. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content and you like the channel and you like me as a person, please leave a like on the end of this video and subscribe to the channel, because then at least I know that you guys like what I'm doing and you like the honest content that I'm making. And you also like Fumin as well, because Fumin, she's 23 years old, she needs some love. So anyways guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and take care.
I'm sorry that I stole your car.